Good evening, greetings, sound check. Greetings, let us share, guys. Good evening, guys. Welcome. I'm just tagging people. Hope everyone is fine. Queen Cotton, Mama Chika Monica will be here. Mama Anik will be here. You are free to join in. Topics today: the registrar was fired after they surrounded her house. She was surrendered to her Ministry of Home Affairs. Then later we heard that she has been fired. We'll talk about that. There's been a lot of arrests that have happened today. Given Lubinda, Emmanuel Mwamba, and we saw Chama America was attacked. We have also going to talk about the rude audio which is circulating, a permanent secretary literally insulting a voter on set. So we are going to talk about all those things. I'll play the song as we wait for people to join. Chiteni share. We'll get started in a little bit. Where we take for where we then women they watch alone. Banting hours, this is channel, okay, I shall until Kasi Mone, Gentile, Ulia Baba Missa,
Vale Fire, Kona Wila, Ichalo Jesu Mama, Alamune, Ugo Sefie, Tikiawa Lwai, Ichalo Jesu, Shua. Mchengwa twalipoka mchalo Yesu ichazambia nomba mume minazambia weshitishe chalo yamono wani aisa ukigorengi wikokola musene Wemene wachalo mama mchungwa Zambia na tusune ichalo Jesu where we take on where we wachalo Nanunga wash chalo Devaisha wantu Kasimune, Chitele, Uliababa, Sam, Abale Fire, Ponarula, Chalo Jesu, Mama, Chalo Jesu, Ungo Sefie, Chitaba, Chalo Jesu, Mama, Untumba. Twalipoka mchalo Yesu ichazambia mama mchungwa Zambia.
Okay, welcome Mama Matika. Mulishani Mwewantu, greeting you in your time zone. Welcome everybody, thanks for joining in. We are continuing with updates, developing story. The registrar was fired and a lot of things happening, so feel free to join in and call in. Mama Matipa, the floor is yours.
Sorry, I think my internet keeps freezing. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, yes.
Okay, thank you, Mama Pumulo. It's always a pleasure to be on this program. Thank you, our viewers and listeners. Mudibwanji bonse, mudishani, mudingai, mutozichwani, mwinzi hande. So it's good to be back. Unfortunately, yesterday I was not able to join at all with my picture on. I wondered why, Mama Pumulo. Today I've used my own account and one try and I was able to join in. So a lot has been happening in the country, and it's sad that a country that is 59 years old is being brought backwards because of some of the leaders we choose to put in office, hence taking us backwards. The will of the Zambians are there, the hope is there. They hope and wish that they are putting in credible people, but unfortunately, you know, it's degenerating. The governance of the people we put in is so slowly degenerating. So Zambians, eyes on the ball, eyes on the ball. I keep saying, if your lives are being trampled on, we have to hold these leaders to accountable. It's our vote that we go and cast in that ballot box. We have the right to choose whichever leader that we think will lead us to greater paths. And if we see that leaders are not doing their job, it's up to us to hold them accountable. How do we hold them accountable? By bringing on all these irregularities out there so that people can listen and people can understand what is going wrong in Zambia, and next time make an informed decision on the leaders that we select. So again, Mwewena Zambia, you heard that song, Ubuntu Ngwa. Let's not go backwards on that beautiful song where we earned our independence. These are just human beings like me and you, and we want them to do the right thing for the future generation of Zambia, the right thing for all the Zambians that are presently alive. No one is immortal. We are all going to leave this land for the youth that are coming up, and they need to find a country that is stable in all sectors, because our forefathers fought for independence, and we now need to enjoy that independence. So, Mama Pomulo, the floor, I don't know, we've always talked about this separation of powers. You've heard, we've always propounded on it, but as usual, there is immense interference by politicians, by, in the police, in the judiciary, in parliament. Now, the sopranos in UPND are calling Zambians advocating for the low price of mealie meal. They're calling them a chorus. If you all know what a chorus is, it's a refrain. It's become like a refrain song, they are saying, disrespecting you, the voters that put them in office, which really is not good. How can advocating for a lower price of mealie meal, more money into the economy, a liberalized economy, enabling a good environment for all of us to thrive, become a chorus? Bushe, emingalato ine obalela ndapo, emingalato. In 2015, we also at the Mulungushi Rock of Authority, where the PF constitution, the PF manifesto was raped, where there was a convention to choose a president, and Miles says he was disadvantaged. But Miles has also decided to do the same in Mingalato, a little bit different. He has gone to collect junkies to support him so that he can become a president. And who is supporting all this debacle? Who is supporting Mao Sampa? It is very clear. We are not children. We have seen that UPND is behind all this. And when they say the registrar of companies submitted those names to the court, what you have to understand is the status never changes. The status will change, sorry, but the year will never change. If ECL joined that the PF in 2001 or 2002, it will never change. The year will never change, but his status will change. So the onus is on the powers that be, parliament. I heard somebody say Nelly Muti is not an investigator. Then it's very easy to commit fraud in Zambia. Is this good for the country or any other political party? So it is very, very simple and clear to abuse the powers that be. We need clean politics, not to say politics. What are we teaching our children? That it is good to steal, it is good to tell lies, it is good to rape a constitution. victimization of of the worst kind. So if it was okay for Nelly Muti to do that, because she's not an investigator, she is just a speaker. Why did the speaker decide to go for one letter? There was a letter that went to Nelly Muti from the opposition that Miles Sampa had been expelled from the party, but she decided to ignore it. Why didn't she accept that letter? Why did she ignore it? Because she says she's not an investigator. So when she received that letter from the purported Secretary General of this new PF, why did she decide to go with it? That is the question we should all be asking. Ignoring other correspondence because you do not want to declare your interest. UPND, this is not right. You are setting, a bad precedent was set, and you are equally following into a bad precedent. So the next party, let's hope this time we are advocating for a woman president, a woman of integrity, a woman who will think of her children before she makes those useless decisions. Because now it has become a trend with Zambians always trying to protect and defend useless decisions of these leaders that we put in place. The Catholic bishops released a pastoral letter. I will tell you, today I was listening to one of the opposition leaders who was on live FM radio. And Mama Pumulo, if you can allow me to read, to read what this lady said regarding the Catholic bishops and the pastoral letter. This lady president by the name of Chishala Kateka said, we need to understand the background or the history to the composition of churches and their leadership before we invoke misplaced tribal sentiments in the country. When the various missionaries first came to this country, they entered the country through different provinces and made their initial base there, reaching out to the populace in those provinces. So you find the apostolic church, is more prominent in the Western province. The SDA are more prominent in the Southern province. They even have a university there. The UCZ are more prominent in Luapula. CMML is also more prominent in the northwestern province, and the Dutch Reformed are more prominent in the eastern province, while the Catholic is more prominent in the northern, Luapula and Muchinga. So you need to understand the history of these churches, and not just to say that how come there were no archbishops, there was no Tonga archbishop on that group. It is not like that. These leaders are actually voted on to become the archbishops. So if the apostolic church were to issue a pastoral letter, we should not be surprised to see a predominantly Western province land and so on and so forth in other churches. Why are people unnecessarily continuing to fuel the fires of division? Why would people be so mischievous and fan the tribal talk? Our fellow Zambians, we need to desist from this nonsense. We have one people for the last 59 years. Let us continue to value our peace. Let us not give in to these base sentiments. And so let us not propel tribalism. Let us understand how these missionaries came about in Africa. Mama Pumulo, today again, away from this subject, I received a complaint from some Zambians, and I would like actually to play this little video, if you allow me to play it on the program. It is sad, an issue that we had discussed about service delivery. Service delivery. You, hello? Yeah, Miss.
Yes, so
Yes,
can I just come in on the speaker and then we can move on to the next topic?
Correct. Thank you,
Yes.
Mama Pumo.
So let me just chip in. Thank you, followers, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate your time to coming to join us on this platform. We shall just give our contributions and then we'll allow you to come in and contribute as well. I'm gonna pin a phone number because I think the Facebook app is giving problems for people to join in, but I think we'll have more people if we use the telephone. So can you use the WhatsApp to call and contribute? Your voices are important, guys. We all need to speak up. This is the time for Zambia. We join our voices and we speak against the injustice that is going on. So if you're just joining, the first topic we are looking at is this, the registrar was fired. And Mama Matipa, there are comments who is asking, who is this woman? If you don't know us, my name is Pumulos Tumbeko, and my comrade there is Anik Matipa. We are human rights activists for a better Zambia. Yes. So that is who we are. Pumulos Tumbeko is me and Anik Matipa over there. So the topic which Mama Matipa expounded on was on this story of the registrar, the drama, the scandal. It is a scandal of a century to me. It is a scandal of a century to me. I don't think such a thing has ever happened anywhere in the world, in a democratic country. This is just close to actually having a coup d'etat. What we experienced on 24th October and then the subsequent events that are happening, the closest thing we can compare it, the next worst thing to what is happening in Zambia is actually a coup d'etat, a military takeover. But the only difference is that in Zambia, the new Dawn government, they are using the pen. They are using the power of the pen to take power and hijack PF, the biggest political party. And this is a problem, guys. It is a problem and it is a national matter. And it is putting the whole democracy of our country at risk. It is putting the security of our country at risk. And I say this, it's a national matter because PF is the biggest opposition in the country. Now, when we have efforts of the ruling government, compromising or colluding is the word. We have a situation where the ruling government is colluding with the Miles Sampa, who was mistreated in 2022, to hijack the party from PF and impose Miles Sampa on PF. That is the closest thing to a coup d'etat. That is not right, and every well-meaning Zambian should be concerned. We have heard, we don't know if it's true, that Miles Sampa was paid a certain amount of money for them to orchestrate this coup d'etat, hijacking of PF party. And in this crossfire, we have seen an innocent lady, Madam Tandiwe, who has since lost her job because she failed to compromise her position at, yes, Mama? Go ahead, Anik.
Mama Pumulo, can you hear me?
Okay, I think Anik is frozen. Yeah, go ahead.
Freezing. I don't know. I will try and rejoin. Let me just switch off.
Okay, okay, no problem. So we are talking, guys. I just said that the crossfire of this hijacking of PF has landed the registrar in another scandal where she was recalled and then she has been fired. And we are here to talk about that. Registrar Tandiwe Piri has been fired for doing her job. And this is what you're saying, that are you going to be firing people for doing their job? Are you going to fire people who refuse to be bribed or to go against the Constitution? And my take on this one to say, the one who should be fired is Nelly Muti. Nelly Muti should be fired. And I hear people saying that Nelly Muti just acted on a document that was placed before her. Then it's even a shame. If Nelly Muti can act on a document without investigating and making sure that that document is matching the names of the registrar, that is even a reason to fire Nelly Muti. It means she's incompetent. It's like a doctor. As a doctor, when you're administering medication to your patient, you have to investigate what kind of patient, the patient's medical history, if they are intolerant to certain drugs, before you administer medication. A doctor cannot just go and prescribe medication to a patient without investigating the medical history of a patient. They will kill somebody. If a doctor does not investigate before they prescribe medication, they will kill somebody. And a doctor who kills somebody due to negligence, they lose their license and they lose their job. So the same thing with Nelly Muti. Nelly Muti cannot just accept any document and act on it. No, that's why she's a lawyer. Lawyers, their job for lawyers, that's why Mulamonama lawyer, Balasendama briefcase Nefiola, they study cases and they make sure they do their homework before they make a decision. And based on her experience as a lawyer, that's why Bahaka India appointed Nelly Muti. Nelly Muti was appointed to that office as a lawyer because lawyers, their job is to investigate and make sure that if they make a decision, it will be fair and just. That's why we have lawyers in our judiciary system. They go and study. We have all heard about Zayali Alikosa, Abantu Balapona. Why? Because they want to make sure before they admit you to the bar, you are worth the salt. You tawakula chengerisha abantu. So Nelly Muti, you are 68 years old. And I'm sorry to say, the pleading of ignorance does not cut it for me. You are not going to get away with this. This whole thing of I did not know, it was on my table and I acted, that pleading of ignorance, it won't cut it. Sorry, tell us another story. Because you, Nelly Muti, the same person, you were given a document to say Miles Sampa was expelled. Why didn't you act on it? Why didn't you act on it, Nelly Muti, when Miles Sampa was expelled? Why didn't you act on it? And Miles Sampa was expelled a long time ago. Now you are there, you turn a blind eye to, you pick and choose. Nelly Muti, you are picking and choosing what document to act on. That is abrogation of the law. You are breaking the law. The one who should be fired right now is Nelly Muti, not Tandiwe. And me, as a human rights advocate, I am here to advocate the reinstatement of Tandiwe, reinstating her to her position or equivalent. Yes, it is a violation of Tandiwe Piri, well, I can't say her last name, Mende. It is a violation of Tandiwe Piri Mendezi, human rights to be fired for doing her job. Where did she go wrong? Where did Tandiwe go wrong? Where? And you praise singers, get educated. When a political party is formed, there is a paper trail. When they put in those papers in 202, there is a paper. There are amendments. If they have a convention, they put amendments there. Meanwhile, there are office bearers there, and a president of a political party is not among the 10 office bearers. When you are submitting the papers, the office bearers are different. The office bearers to register a party include a chairman, secretary general, a treasurer, and vice chairman. I think there are 4 main people. And then the rest, they are just executive members, 10. And then when that political party holds a conference, that's when they send an amendment or an addition to the registrar to update the record of the registrar to state who the new president is. Now, if it's a new party, they can be an interim president, you know. And if it's an old party, an old and seasoned and mature party like PF, they need to go to a general convention where all members can be voted for. So what that happened in Mulumbushi on October 24 is a scam as well. So Nelly Muti, you are not getting off the hook. Nelly Muti, you actually have failed the Zambian people. You have failed your job as a lawyer. You were supposed to investigate each document and ensure that the names on the document presented to you by Omayo Sampa match with the records there at the registrar. And now when the systems are computerized, when you submit a document, the document includes a paper trail, the source documents, and all the other documents that concern that political party. They are in a folder with the different officers involved in the registration of a political party. Now, to register a political party, it's not only the registrar that is involved. It starts with the Zambia Police. Zambia Police, that's where it starts from. So a file is there at Zambia Police with the same information. From there, that file is taken to the city council. That file also goes over there, and there is a copy over there to city council. Then from the city council, the file goes number kuliba registrar. Kuliba registrar there is a file, and then from that file ya kuliba registrar, office of the president comes in now. I'm told it's a new thing. Now office of the president is involved in vetting political parties. So all this process, it's supposed to take 3 to 6 months. And each of these government institutions is supposed to have a record of the office bearers and everything. So this thing of saying Tandiwe change documents is a fake, it's manipulation. You are trying to discredit the woman because she stood her ground. And we women must stand up and demonstrate for Tandiwe to be reinstated. Because there is no way Tandiwe can manipulate documents. Documents have copies everywhere. These documents, any political party has got a folder with the 4 different government wings. Zambia Police, who collected the fingerprints, the city council, the registrar, ECZ, and OP. 5 wings are involved. And all these 5 wings have a record of this political party, PF. And this party has been there longest. So these 5 wings update. The registrar circulates the updates or amendments to all these wings. So me, I am upset because mulefo ya mufuike Tandiwe amala ya mbushi mule mfienga. You guys, you are infringing on Tandiwe's rights by her standing her ground. by her being a credible woman. She is not even a lawyer. And then someone who is a lawyer, Baneli Muti, who has sworn to uphold the law of Zambia, she is raping the constitution and getting away with it and pleading ignorance. Pleading ignorance is the worst thing upon everything. And I saw somebody saying, who was saying that, okay, you by PF, you can't even go anywhere because you have a court case. So what if you have a court case? You can still go and open a docket and complain about Nelly Moti. They want to mislead people, and they want to make laws that are catering to them, to aid and abet them in a destruction of the PF party. And why I'm upset about destroying PF party, because it's the largest opposition in the country. If they can go in and pay some money to Mao Sampa, what can they do to small political parties? Yeah, ask yourself that question. This is a matter of national interest, and every Zambian must be paying attention. Bahaka Inde himself, he preaches law and order. Is this the law and order he preaches about? Where is he in all this Bahaka Inde? Why is he mute? Why is Bahaka Inde mute? This is not law and order. And the other thing I want to say is that you mentioned something. What Kateka said? Is it Chishala Kateka? So now they are saying that there is this thing tribal, to say the bishop statements was tribal. Only bishops from the northern signed it. Yes, because the Catholic is predominantly in the northern parts. So to counter that, Hakainde, the present Hakainde, was issued a doctorate by the SDA Church. Did we disrespect it? Did anyone rubbish the doctorate that was given to the president by the SDA Church? No, we respected them, and he prefers not to be called Dr. Hakainde. But Hakainde was, given a doctorate title by the SDA Church, and he accepted it. And the whole world has recognized Hakainde as a doctor given to him by the SDA Church. Did you hear people saying that we are not going to accept Dr. Hakainde's doctorate because it was issued by the SDA Church, which is a small church in Zambia? This is hypocrisy. You praise singers, you are going to plunge this country in chaos. We as a country and the whole world at large have accepted Dr. Hakainde's doctorate, which was issued by SDA Church, which is a small population in Zambia. SDA Church is a small population in Zambia, but they issued the president a doctorate, and all of us respect it, and we call him Dr. HH, but he doesn't want to be called it. So it is hypocrisy for you to start saying bishops are from the north, so we can't recognize that later. Welcome, Honorable Munia Zulu. The floor is yours.
Thank you, very kind. I've been enjoying my suspension in the first place, and I want to add some facts to this conversation. First of all, number one requirement for you to change the office bearers of any organization at the Registrar of Societies, you should have the minutes. Number two, you should mention who called the meeting to order. Number three, you should prepare the register of the delegates. All right, who are the delegates? Then number four, the odd office bearers should consent that indeed we've changed the office bearers. In the scenario we have today is that the old office bearers didn't sign, the delegates were not informed. So who formed the electoral college? Then the speaker deliberately decides to write us letters, also on suspension, by the way, to exculpate ourselves further, so that she can extend the suspension. And the ruling was that we've got no parliamentary privileges whatsoever. So why are they sending us letters? Now, here's the catch. Jack Mwimbu says there was no court order. I don't want to get into the nitty-gritty to say there was no court order. When I go to Pakra, I pay 80 kwacha to get a printout of any company documents I need. With no going to court, just 80 kwacha, because those are public documents.
Exactly.
So why did they refuse the PF from having access to the documents? That to subpoena the registrar. When you subpoena the registrar, it means those documents will be made available to the public. Ordinarily, if tomorrow I wake up and say I want to get a printout of the UPND's office bearers, I'll be given. But what was so special about the PF? So now we should bear in mind that Minister of Home Affairs misled himself, the masses, by saying there was no court order, because I don't need the court order to have access with the office bearer of the PA. I should just walk into the registrar's office and say, I need a printout. Pay 80 kwacha and it is done. But here, we are dealing with people that are saying, no, don't give them. The speaker already delivered the ruling. And then the current setup has a backward. So what the UPND have done is that they've injured themselves, because they have shown more interest to kill democracy than any other person. What's their interest in killing the PF? I've got some privileged information. This drama was not a UPND drama. There is an opposition political party with a lot of resources that sponsored Mao's. And then UPND chose to hijack. In the process, they've messed up everything. Now, it appears it's the state, because the state do not know how to come out of it. This was not a UPND agenda. It was opposition. Those are
Oh my God.
no, it's a mess.
So
No,
it's a total mess. It's a total mess.
They got into it thinking they will help kill the biggest opposition, and now it's a mess. And they are floating.
I know who you're talking about, because in all this, the opposition is quiet. Eh?
I think
No,
I
it's
know.
not.
I think I
now
know.
you have said something that is what I was thinking yesterday. I'm like, why is the opposition quiet?
No,
yeah.
this was an opposition affair to cripple down the largest opposition, and then the ruling party also got involved without knowing the initial game plan. No, it's a mess.
Oh my God,
Zambia.
God is
save
mess.
Zambia. God save Zambia.
So
it's a very big mess. Zambia.
It's a
But I don't know
mess.
why are
But
they so interested
some of us are
in our
watching,
economy.
and we are going to navigate. There is no way someone will change names of the office bearers without the old bearers assenting. Minutes, nothing. Who called the meeting to order? Nothing. There's a problem.
Kumuta. Is this
So
are these the people ruling Zambia? Really? I think I'll
it's a
do
mess.
better. Honestly, I think I will do better.
I
Even if they
can
put me as a
confirm
speaker
to
or a
you that
president, I'll do
before
better.
Friday, they're going to arrest about 7 more dissenting views. Like
Oh
it or
my
not,
God.
we're a police state. They're arresting 7 more. And that should worry a lot of Zambians.
Yeah, definitely.
For me, they're going to arrest 7 more people in the next 3 days. But for what?
Yeah.
You know that the person they're sponsoring slept at some hospital in Lusaka. He had arrived from some foreign country yesterday because he didn't have state police. Instead of going home, there is a private hospital in Lusaka with apartments on top. They gave him a room there. He slept at some hospital closer to Manda Hill. He
I
only
think I
went
know
home
the
in the morning.
hospital.
Yeah, he only slept at home in the morning because the apartments that are preserve of doctors on top. So the question is, why was he scared to go home? He only went home in the morning. He slept
And
at
I
the
think
hospital.
I know who you are talking about.
I don't want to be a target of those 7 that they intend to arrest. I would have mentioned his name.
Yeah, exactly.
And you
So,
know the sad part is but these people, they are using police as their cadres, and they are not paying them. Are they paying them extra allowances for using these people to guard Mount Sampa? Are the police officers guarding Mount Sampa getting an extra allowance? That is the thing we need to know. Otherwise, that is the abuse of police officers. It is not in their job description to start guarding imposter presidents.
The total disrespect of the archbishops. Do they know how archbishops are appointed or nominated? Are they telling us that the Pope in Italy knows about regionalism in Zambia? Tribalism that is taking place?
No.
Those people, it's not us that chose them to be the archbishops. It's not us. And there is one minister who says he's in court with criminal matters, defamation, and he was referring to me. I'm waiting for that day to come before court. How?
Yes, Mama Pumulo.
So this thing of saying, the disrespect of the bishops, that all the bishops, they are from certain tribe. Yes, but these bishops are based in the high population areas of Lusaka. They are based, the bishops are most of them, they're in the metropolitan areas. In Lusaka, how many people are in Lusaka? 4 million. Are there only Tongas, Bembas in Lusaka? Lusaka has everybody. So these bishops are representing the entire population because they are in Lusaka, they're in Kitwe,
You know,
I would love to declare interest here. Uh, I'm an elected member of Parliament for Lumezi constituency. All right. If you pay attention to detail, the late President Rupia Banda named his children Henry Chikomeni Banda, James Chikomeni Banda. Chikomeni is a chiefdom in Lumezi. All right. The current Archbishop of Lusaka is from Chikomeni in Lumezi. The current MP of Lumezi, myself, I'm from Chikomeni. We are the Chikomenis. We are not people that side with the oppressor. We would rather side with the oppressed to fight oppression.
yeah.
So for someone to think that, I'm not Catholic, but for someone to think that because the Archbishop of Lusaka is from Lumezi and the Chikomeni is a Lucifer, that is an insult. All right?
It's a shame.
Put everything aside, pride and everything. What harm is in it to say, I am sorry?
Exactly.
You're saying, I am sorry, I was excited. Just say, I'm sorry. You know, it's heavy to come out from someone with pride. Just say, I am sorry. UPND has lost the plot to govern. It is a criminal organization that will have a lot of us arrested. But can they sustain these arrests? No. Let them do the right thing.
That is what a proud person does. You know, for them, humility comes, pride comes first than before humility. I said it the last time, the CEO of UPND has not seen it fit. He is the CEO to apologize to the Archbishop. But when people say derogatory words, utter derogatory words to this leader, you know, they are up in arms. They are up in arms.
So the question is very simple. Why has the minister gone shopping downtown, uptown, saying there is no court order? Do I need a court order to access public documents? No. What's their interest in opposition political party activities? What's the interest?
Yes.
To them, what they don't know is that an alliance has already been formed. And they'll be shocked which one is the launch pad. It's done and dusted. They have put their guns on a wrong guy. An alliance is confirmed. There are about 4 ministers in this government that are part of the alliance. So you deregister this one. How many political parties are they going to deregister? Can you deregister a human being?
Yeah.
You can't.
And probably the person, they are even so scared of the poor ECL.
I declare,
will not even be their enemy.
Can I declare interest?
Probably the person they are even scared of will not even be
Sound, can you hear me? Sound check. Yes. I think Pachela Pitendeke Pants. A plane was flying, so we had lost connection.